In this season, I will find you when I seek you with all I have. In this battle, I will trust you because I know you're fighting on my behalf.
Okay, I like that.
All right.
That powerful voice in that song you just heard was Christian singer and songwriter Justin Gambino. But before Gambino took to the stage, he served our country in the Navy for 8 years. After a judge gave an 18-year-old Justin the choice between going to jail or enlisting while serving in Iraq, Gambino was asked to lead worship on base, rekindling a love for music he first embraced as a child.
That's right. And like so many other vets, Gambino did battle with PTSD following his military service and had a tough few years. But through his faith, Gambino came out on the other side, with his testimony being a consistent theme in music and ministry. And the man behind that voice and that power, Justin Gambino, joins us right now. Justin, welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for your service, of course. Also, I understand that your decision to enlist, or maybe your choice of whether to enlist or not, came from interesting circumstances. We teased it a little bit, but tell us the story.
Yeah, that's a great question, and thank you all so much for having me. It's just a pleasure to be here. I would like to say that I joined, I volunteered willingly. It was my choice. The judge gave me that choice. But if I said that it was like my dream and passion to be in the Navy, I'd be lying to you today, because what really got me in that position was whenever I was hanging out with the wrong crowd at a young age and started getting just mixed up with the wrong crowd. And before I knew it, I was standing before a judge because I was committing theft and I was breaking and entering and doing those kind of things. And I'll never forget whenever the judge looked at me, and he's looking at me and he's like, "I've never seen you before. You're a homeschool kid, never seen you before. This is either your first time getting into trouble or the first time that you've gotten caught. And so tell me about yourself." And I think about that question today, and what kind of judge asks a kid that question. And I think a just one does. And that man saw a kid that just messed up, never seen him before. But he gave me a choice that day. He said, "Son, you can go to jail today with a felony on your record, or you can start getting your life back on the right path. And if you want to, you can join a branch of military service." So I chose the Navy. And I thought my hopes and dreams of doing music was out the window at that point. But in 2007, whenever I found myself in the sandbox during Operation Iraqi Freedom, God put the guitar back in my hand. He presented an opportunity for me to lead worship right there in Iraq.
Wow, amazing. So you got involved with the Navy. It led you to the Lord in music and making music for the Lord. And your album, let's talk about it, Made New, came out in August, and you're in the middle of your Made New tour. So tell us, Justin, what can fans expect from your music and your show?
Absolutely. So I actually ended the Made New tour. I have a couple more dates left. I'm actually tuning in with you guys from my office in my home, south of Houston in Texas. And so been on the road since July and been doing a lot of acoustic and acoustic cello shows, a few full band shows. We got actually another full band show coming up in Carson City on December 1st, which I'm really, really excited about. But the year's starting to wind down for me. And but what people can really expect listening to my record, you guys you've seen the imagery of courage. That's a nice rock song that's really fun. We got Fighting on My Behalf. You guys were showing that one. That one's a more of a pop rock. And then there's some slower ballads, some songs that incorporate instruments like the cello and piano and stuff that really comes from the heart. And so it's got a lot of great variety in the album.
Well, Justin Gambino, sir, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for your service to our country and the wonderful music, Christian music that you're making. And best of luck with everything you got going on, all right?
Thank you so much. Thank you all for having me.
Okay, folks, we know.